It's 1 week before the Kentucky Derby, and right now I'm going to handicap the San Francisco Mile. This is going to be the last stakes race that'll be run at Golden Gate Fields, which is scheduled to be closed this June. So, and there's pretty big history about this race. Um, Triple Crown winner Citation won this race when it used to be on dirt. Now this race is now run on grass. So I'm going to provide my analysis. And also, this race is also the second leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4, which is actually my favorite horse racing bet. So I'm going to do most of my analysis for the San Francisco Mile and then tie it in with the Golden Hour Pick 4. And regarding this race, the first horse I thought about picking as a long shot is the number 1, Il Balator. If you look closely, this horse was third in last year's race at odds of 56-1. Hence why I thought I was going to use him as my long shot. But if you notice that some of his races, he hasn't done well since in terms of that big long shot. So he hasn't won a race since being that third. There are a couple times where you see that he's finished second or third, but it could be just a one-off, and that's probably why he was hence 56-1. So I was going to think about playing him as a long shot, but at the end I decided this morning to leave him out of my exotics. The winner of last year's race, Balnikov, is entered for this year. And if you look at his odds last year was 7-5. This race is going to be a very competitive race. So that's why I underlined the fact that he won't be the same price. At first, I was not going to pick him. I was going to pick the number 1. But at the end, I decided to use him in part of my exotic betting and also part of the Golden Hour Pick 4. So I'm picking last year's winner as part of my exotic betting and Golden Hour Pick 4 for the second leg. So in this race, I'm actually going to pick 4 horses to be part of my Golden Hour Pick 4 in the second leg and part of my exotic betting. So the second horse I'm going to pick is the local horse, Lamas. So I've noted that he's actually won his last 2 races on synthetic at Golden Gate Fields. Even though this race is run at turf, he has ran 2 to 3 times on Golden Gate turf. He's been in the money, so he's won once and ran second. So at odds of 12-1, I think his odds is very good, a very live long shot. So given his performance and the price, I think it's a good horse to use in your exotics, and also I'm going to use him on my Golden Hour Pick 4. The other 2 horses are actually sons of Air Force Blue, and right out of the 2, Astronomer looks like to be the more stronger of the 2. I'm going to use him in my exotics and also Golden Hour Pick 4. But the horse I'm going to pick is Air Force Red, and I've noted he's the only non-gelding in this race. So every horse here is a gelding except him. He's a Ridgeling. So I decided to pick this horse, not because he's the not only gelding, but I also think he's at odds of 6-1. I think that's a pretty good odds to get. He's not going to be the favorite, but I think the favorite's going to be either number 7, Astronomer, or the last year's winner. But at 6-1, I think this is a pretty good odds, and I think this is my horse I'm going to win, place, or show. So I'm not going to bet too much because the next following week is the Kentucky Derby, but these are the four. Those are the four horses I'm going to pick. In terms of the exotics, what I plan to do is do a exacta and trifecta box on number 6, Air Force Red, and number 7, Astronomer, and then number 2, Llamas. So that's going to be my my exacta and trifecta box. Uh, the superfecta box, I'm going to use the number 6, Astronomer, number 7. Number 6, Air Force Red, number 7, Astronomer, number 3, Llamas, and then I'm also going to use last year's winner, Balinikov. So that's my analysis of the Golden Hour Pick 4, which is the second leg of the. Actually, yeah, I'm sorry. So sorry about rambling. This is my analysis of the San Francisco Mile, which is the second leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. So I'm going to uh, elaborate more about the rest of the choices on my Golden Hour Pick 4. Before I elaborate on the rest of the legs for the Golden Hour Pick 4, there is one other horse I did think about putting in the San Francisco Mile, and this is the number 11, and it's Sumter. And one of the reasons I thought about picking him was because he's run at races, at stakes races, even though he hasn't won. But this dam, a little bit sassy, has my influence in terms of the Golden Hour Pick 4. So race 10 at Santa Anita is the first leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. I mentioned about Sumter. The horse is going to run the San Francisco Mile on the second leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. He's a half brother to the number 1 horse, Yellow Brick. If you look at the dam, a little bit sassy. Yes, this is the half brother of the graded stakes to the stakes winner Sumter, who'll be running the San Francisco Mile Stakes. So even though I'm not going to pick Sumter in my as part of my exotics in the Golden Hour Pick 4, and the exotics of the San Francisco Mile, or part of the Golden Hour Pick 4, I'm going to pick his half brother Yellow Brick as one of the horses in my Golden Hour Pick 4 for this first leg. And so this first leg, I'm going to pick 3 horses. So Yellow Brick is the first horse. The second horse I'm going to pick in the Golden Hour Pick 4 is Foston, who looks like to be the morning line favorite. This is I didn't explain about this race. I apologize. So race 10 is a mile race over Santa Anita, and this horse has ran 3 times. He's won once and finished second twice. He's by Bob Baffert, and that's why hence he's the morning line favorite. The third horse I'm going to pick, and people might think it's about the name, is the number 6 horse, Ultimate Gamble. So I know people have some takes on gambling. They like the name of the horse. So if this is the horse you're interested to pick because of the name, yeah, then go for it. But the reason why I'm picking this horse is because of the jockey, Dettori. I'm not gonna. He's a great European rider who's done very well during his U.S. tour, and I'm not gonna miss an opportunity of not putting Dettori as one of my picks. So anytime there's the horse that Dettori rides, most likely I'm gonna select that horse as part of my selections of a certain race. So with that, this is the third horse I'm gonna pick in my in the first leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. I already mentioned the second leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4, which is the San Francisco Mile at Golden Gate Fields. So this is the third leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. It's race 11, Santa Anita, and it's a maiden race. And from my experience, maiden races are really hard to handicap because these are horses that have never won. So you don't know in terms of what their makeup is. Yeah, they might have finished second or third, but they haven't experienced that winner's circle. And I do believe horses who've actually experienced that winner's circle, they know if they won a race or not, because they're in that winner's circle. So it's hard to gauge these types of races for horses who have never won. And for the Golden Hour Pick 4, most of the times when I don't get it, it's always the third leg. So with that in mind, I'm picking 4 horses in this third leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. So the first one I'm going to pick is going to be Kelly's Out. So this is actually a mile and a 8 on the turf. So I've noted that this horse has, he it has run either in terms of the turf firm or good, is in the top four. So he's run pretty well in terms of the different type of conditions. In addition, this horse is by Australia, who is a Grade One winner in Europe, and I believe this horse actually won the Epsom Derby. So I think pedigree wise, and also the surface, I think this horse has a good shot. Hence why I'm picking this horse um, as part of the Golden Hour pick four. Uh, the other one I'm going to pick is number 5 is Irish Rose. As I mentioned before, about sometimes people pick have a take on the name of the horse, and next week is the Kentucky Derby, so Run of the Roses. So if that's your take on picking a horse because of the name, uh, then go for it. But I'm picking this horse, Irish Rose, because I think this horse could be the second choice, and this one's really hard to. I wasn't really sure because it ran 8 times, and if you look at the track record, look at his record, look at her record. She's ran twice, second. So, but some of the times, if you notice, it's like either 7th, 8th, or 3rd or 4th. So, and with the pedigree of Giants Causeway as the grandsire, I think this horse has an opportunity to run well in this race. Um, so that's the third. That's the third horse. That's the second horse. The third horse, I'm going for a long shot. Anytime, what I notice for any pick four, when there's a big payoff, it's usually one of the legs, a long shot comes in. So I'm picking this horse right here as my one long shots. This horse here is morning lines for 30-1. So Uncle Mo, it was a champion 2-year-old on dirt, but I've noted that he has 14% with first time grass runners. So this horse has never run on grass. So this is my long shot play. In addition, look in the pedigree, Uncle Mo, with the Uncle Mo top as the sire, and and with the dam, who's from AP Indy Line mares. Uncle Mo crosses really well with AP Indy mares, so that's what I've read. I think maybe it's about a 20% rate. That sounds exaggerating in terms of their wins, but it's a very good cross. So this is my third horse I'm gonna pick, and 30-1. Yeah, it's a live long shot, and that's my third horse I'm gonna pick. The fourth horse I'm gonna pick is going to be number 10, is Ranyan Canyon, and the reason why I'm picking this horse, look who's the jockey, the Tory. I can't leave him out. So that's the reason why I'm picking this horse. It's ran 10. It's ran twice, but even in the last race, it finished second with the Tory. So I can't leave him off when the Tory's on, and the last race, last leg. The reason I'm picking the Tory in the Ultimate Gamble, well, the last time that horse had Dettori as his jockey, it won. So anytime I said with Dettori, I'm not gonna miss an opportunity to leave that ticket out, leave that horse out of my ticket. So that's the fourth horse I'm going to pick. The last leg of the Golden Hour pick four is race 8 at Golden Gate Fields. And here we go, another maiden claim, another maiden race. So in this race, I'm just going to pick only 3 horses. And as I mentioned, it's really hard to pick horses in maiden races because they've never won. So sometimes when it comes to maiden races, I look at first time starters. And I thought about, you see the question mark, Ageless Union. I thought about picking this horse because Union Rags is a very solid sire. However, at Golden Gate Fields, it's run on Tapeto. So I'm not quite sure what the form is for Union Rags in synthetic races. So I looked at the workouts. The workouts doesn't scream like, okay, this horse is like ready to run. So I'm not sure if it's not only is it not ready to run, but also it doesn't feel comfortable running this track. So I I thought about selecting this horse, but at the end I decided to leave him out. Hence, the first horse I'm picking is going to be Happy Chappy. So Happy Chappy has run actually pretty well in Golden Gate Fields, and he has ran all his races at Golden Gate Fields. But the last two races, it's come at second and third. So that's the first horse I'm going to pick in the last leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. The second horse I'm going to pick is number 6, Social Status. Okay, it's run only two times, finished third and fourth. But right now at the moment, it's like of all the horses that have looked at the other forms when they buy speed figures, this horse has probably the second best in terms of buyer speed figures. So that's why I'm picking this horse in the last leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4. The third horse I'm going to pick is going to be Almost Got Lucky, and this horse is probably going to be the favorite. And I mentioned about a couple times, maybe about last week on a Golden Hour Pick 4, that I didn't look at the breeder of a certain horse, and that breeder actually cost me to win the Golden Hour Pick 4. So I underlined Harris Farm. So Harris Farm is a thoroughbred farm in Coalinga, California. And with the impending closure of Golden Gate Fields, this could affect farms like Harris Farms. So hence why I'm picking um, number 7 in terms of the breeding for the last hour of the Golden Hour Pick 4. So that's my analysis. So that's my analysis for the San Francisco Mile and the Golden Hour Pick 4. Usually the Golden Hour Pick 4, I only pick, let's say, usually I pick my like 3 horses from each race. So that comes to, since the wager is a $1 pick 4, that usually equates to $81. But I'm picking 3 horses in 2 races and 4 horses from 2 other races. So that for that $1 Golden Hour Pick 4, that's $144. Um, Usually I don't go over, let's say, 108. So it is a pretty hefty price. Part of the reason I'm making a bigger bet is because this is the last. The San Francisco Mile is the last race, last stakes race to be run on Golden Gate Fields. So if I lose 144, it's not too bad. Um, but I want to not spend bet too much because next week I'll be at Golden Gate Fields for the Kentucky Derby. So as the saying goes, you know, I'll leave it off as I have done with the last few clips. In racing, you bet small to win big.